Hello, everyone, and welcome to ICM's midday session. This morning, we had a couple of economic indicators coming out, especially from the Euro region, where we had the jobs report from Germany, which came in better than expected, giving some optimism with unemployment rate dropping to 6.1 from 6.3%. Moving to manufacturing PMI, also it came better than the preliminary reading in the Eurozone and in the United Kingdom. While the inflation figures from the Eurozone, the preliminary reading for the consumer price index was softer than expected, which could add some pressure on the European Central Bank in the coming meeting. So now let's move to the technical analysis. We start with the euro dollar, which had a retracement yesterday towards almost 1920, which was the previous top. So if we just go scroll back the chart, you can just see that we had support exactly at the previous top that we highlighted yesterday as S1. We still expect if the market goes down again, S2 remains at 1880 on the short run, while 120 continues to be a key resistance level at the top, and a break above 120 could lead to another move higher towards 2070, 2080 area. For the British pound against the United States dollar, we're still trading inside this range. However, in the morning we had a trial to break above it, but it wasn't successful, and the market moved back lower towards almost 33.40, and now we're trading near 33.50 again. So this is just waiting some key drivers which could drive the market away from this consolidation area. Positivity or positive headlines around Brexit could drive the prices higher above 130, 134 again, tackling maybe 34.70, 35.15, while any reversal here and the drop below the support zone that I highlighted between 32.80 and 33.10 could just add to losses, and maybe we could witness a bigger drop. The dollar against the Japanese yen was still trading sideways between almost 103.70 and 104.50. If you just draw a trend line combining the previous bottom, you can see that we're almost found resistance earlier today near this trend line. So watch out for any break above this trend line, because it could lead to a bigger move higher. So we can just note the previous tops. Maybe 104.75, 104.80, which was support, and at the time it was a resistance. So here it was support, and then here it was a resistance. So you can just highlight this level, while on the downside you can just continue with the trend line that we drew yesterday. So this is for the dollar against the Japanese yen. Moving to the dollar against Swiss franc, we had a reversal yesterday, a bit of a strong rebound for the dollar, but the dollar is giving up gains again, and the dollar Swiss franc is just moving lower again. On the bigger picture, as stated yesterday, we're just still on the bigger range between 92 and 90. So this is just giving us some, we're waiting some drivers to move, either drop below 0.9 on extreme weakness for the dollar, or just for the rebound for the dollar, we can retest 92 level, the resistance or the barrier that have been caping any move to the upside. And then if we were able to clear above it, we just can retest the previous top above 92.80. So this is for the dollar against the Swiss franc. Actually, nothing much of a formation is just taking place. So even if you just go to smaller time frames, you can just highlight this correction that's taking place and just set key levels. So the previous resistance here for 2 days, you can see how many times 90 almost was support and then resistance. So any break above it could just lead to a retest towards 91.50, while 90.20, the 90 area, continues to be good support. The Australian dollar against the United States dollar, it fell earlier today. The Reserve Bank of Australia kept policy unchanged, stated that interest rates won't be changed at least for 3 years. So this is just a bit dovish, and we witnessed the Australian dollar moving back lower. So we had this retracement earlier, and then the market corrected a little bit from this sharp move lower, but a bit of a correction, and now we're continuing back lower. So to put just this in context, we can just go for the previous zone that we highlighted earlier. 73.70 was the resistance here, and also in today's rebound was almost to 73.70, and then we're moving lower again. If you want to highlight some levels, so remember 73.40 area, if we just go on the chart, just zoom out, you can see here 73.40, it was clear resistance. We were able to trade above minor resistance 73.70, and then 74.10, 74.15, which was the previous stop also. And now we're just stuck inside this small or narrow range between 73.30 almost and 73.70 again. So a break below here could just lead to a bigger drop you can just draw this trend line for maybe some confirmation on a drop, since this is just, in general, this is a channel, so we're still trading inside this channel. So a failure, a continuation of weakness here, and maybe this is just a certain reversal formation. Watch out for any break below this uptrend line of the channel. The New Zealand dollar against the United States dollar is still trading, holding above 70. Nothing much taking place, so you can just highlight the tops and bottoms. 70, 50 almost with support near the 70 psychological level. So watch out for any break below this. A break below the 70 psychological level could drive us lower towards the trend line, which could currently sit at almost 69, 69.90, which was a previous bottom also. So this is for the New Zealand dollar against the US dollar. The dollar against the Canadian dollar. So yesterday the Canadian dollar was just strong versus the US dollar and dipped towards the previous bottom, almost 29.20, 29.22. The previous was almost 29.27. So this is just the area that we're trading at. We had a bit of a reversal, and then we're continuing lower. So in order to have a bit of a move to the upside or just confirmation, definitely we need to move back higher above 30.30, so to have a bigger chance for a bigger correction for this whole move to the downside. As long as we're below 30, the bears are still in control, and this should suggest another move lower. Gold prices, they're just the strongest across the day. Yesterday we had this bottoming formation at 1765 and the market rallied sharply, and now we're trading back above 1800. So the next resistance comes in at almost 1820. So watch out for this level, while a drop back below 1800, which could be just a small correction for this move here, could be just a bit tricky for investors. So watch out for a possible sideways move here between this range. So on the bigger picture, if 1820 holds and we was able to cap the move higher, so maybe we could be poised to trading sideways in this range area here. Also silver prices, they're just strong on the day, following the path of gold. Trade crossing to almost 23.20. So watch out for the 23.50, 23.60 previously. So watch out for some selling orders in this area here, while any drop back again below 22.90 could be a bit bearish for silver. You can also draw this trend line combining the previous tops, so watch out for possible resistance near the trend line. Bitcoin is just closing to 19,900, almost near 20,000. The WTI, it's still just waiting for OPEC. So if you just draw the channel here, we're just trading inside the channel. Also, there's a trend line. So if you wanna, so this channel here, and also there's a trend line you can also draw by this way that we're trading at. Also, there's you can just combine the tops and bottoms, the recent ones, which are forming almost a flag here. So any headlines on OPEC could just take the prices out of this consolidation zone. Dow prices yesterday, the Dow just rallied following confirmation that Janet Yellen is nominee for being the next Treasury Secretary. So this was positive to the markets. Also, the comments or the written comments for Powell's testimony, they were just positive and just confirming that the Fed will use all its tools to support the economy, not showing any signs that the Fed is willing to unwind its asset purchases. So this was positive to the market. 30,000 remains a key barrier here, like 30,090 ahead of the previous top of almost 30,200. While any drop back below the interim support that was on the day, so you can see on the day we had a rally, we had almost a flag formation, then a continuation. So a move back lower below 29,800 could just be bearish again for prices. And this is for Dow. So this is all for the technical analysis. We have a couple of indicators coming out in the session. Especially among them, you just have to watch out for the testimony on the CARES Act from Powell. So this could just be a mover for the market. This is all for today's session. I would just like to remind you that all the information, news, analysis, and opinions mentioned in this live session, they're only for educational purposes and shouldn't be taken as a signal whether to buy or to sell any financial instrument, and ICM doesn't provide any investment advice. This is all for today. Thank you all for joining.